It's Rachel James Terry, and we are here today with Dr. Larry Nixon and his wife, Dee Nixon, and we're going to find out why they are the young, gifted, and empowered philanthropists of the year. Mississippi is blessed to have a couple of your magnitude and drive here in the state, but since you are not Mississippi natives and you don't have any immediate family from here, what prompted you to move here from Atlanta?
Well, we always have the story and say that God has led us here. You know, we don't think it's no mistake that we're led here.
Right.
It was a job in disguise that led us here, but the mission to just improve lives of people affected by sickle cell disease, one of our many causes that we're involved with, but primarily sickle cell since our son is affected by it. And just leading that charge and the energy that not only the city of Jackson, but the whole state of Mississippi gave us towards supporting sickle cell disease.
Upon arrival, it seems that you two immediately immerse yourself in the community. Why is community involvement so important to you two?
I think it's always have been for both of us, and I think that's why we kind of love each other, I guess, because we're always been involved in the community. You got involved pretty early with your mom.
Yeah, I think as a child, I grew up learning that it was very important to give back to the community. Right. My mother, like my husband said, instilled that in me and my grandmother. Okay. So it was always a part of, you know, what we did growing up and what I did. So it was natural when we moved here that we needed to get involved into the community. And we actually were met by several families just like ours who had children or adults that were affected by sickle cell. So we were embraced. And we knew that it wasn't a coincidence that we were brought here by God and that we needed to get busy. And of course, we love our community, so it comes easy to give back.
One of the ways you have benefited our city is founding the Cure Sickle Cell Foundation. Okay, was this prompted by finding out your son, Jaden, had sickle cell, like you stated?
Yes, definitely. Before we moved here, we found out my son had sickle cell disease. Okay. And Cure Sickle Cell Foundation started off as a website, and our goal was to inform everybody on efforts aimed at curing sickle cell. There wasn't a lot out there. We had one of the first websites actually out there, even talking about sickle cell, nonetheless talking specifically about a cure. Okay. And I think that just came from our discouragement on the amount of research that was available for sickle cell that was focused on the cure. Okay. First genetic disease, the molecular basis was known. Okay. And yet it still hadn't found a cure today. So it's our belief that today sickle cell should have a cure, and we want to give it a big push to get it right over the edge of where it needs to be in the medical world. And
it's my understanding that both of you carry the sickle cell trait. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that something that you found out when you found out about your son Jaden? Okay.
Yes.
That is correct. Every state tests for sickle cell disease, but that was not until the late 70s that every state started doing it. We were born in the mid 70s. Okay. And so I was tested, but the physician forgot to tell my mom that I had the trait. She told my mom my sister had the trait. Okay. So,
she did have it? Your sister did have it?
Yeah, my sister had the trait. So all our lives I grew up thinking my sister only had the trait and I didn't. Okay. So since we both were tested at the same time, and didn't tell my mom anything about me. Right. But we always grew up knowing my sister had the trait.
Okay. Okay. And how did you find out?
Well, I found out not at, like he said, the testing started in the 70s. So I didn't find out until we had a child with sickle cell disease. Okay. Yeah, we went through, he went through medical school, I went through nursing school, and we didn't know. Okay. So upon delivering our son, that's when we found out. Okay. And we were both equally shocked that we were carriers of the disease. Right. And obviously, we dated through high school, so I knew his sister was a carrier, but we didn't know that we both were carriers.
Right. So one of the methods you utilize to shed light on finding a cure for sickle cell is the Sickle Cell Foundation Walk that's held every September. Yes. And this is the 9th year. Okay. Could you tell us how it has evolved over the years?
Well, I think it's definitely had a great impact on the community. We've been blessed just coming in and not being from Mississippi and being embraced and being shown the support that we have. I think we've grown tremendously. We've learned a lot of lessons on how to go about organizing an event such as our 5K. And it's a family event where we highlight Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So as you mentioned, we just celebrated our 9th year, and we're looking forward to our 10th anniversary coming up very soon for it to be bigger and better.
She says things so nice. We had never held a walk in our life. when
We
we first
haven't.
did this walk in Mississippi and knew nothing about holding the walk. We participated in them, but we were told that we probably couldn't do it, just because the community that sickle cell affects, and that it would not be organized well enough in the amount of time that we had to do it.
Right.
And I think to everybody's surprise, the registration desk was swamped. People didn't pre-register as much as we thought they would, and then the registration desk was swamped. So I think now that we've captured Jackson's, attention about sickle cell disease, it has grown tremendously, and we have enjoyed the support that the community has given us thus far. So she did it so nicely, but I think that, we came a long way, baby.
Yeah.
I would say.
For those interested, and we all should be, how can we get involved in helping to find a cure for sickle cell?
I would suggest, and like you said, everyone can support it. You can do something as simple as going to donate blood.
Right.
As my husband spoke about earlier, that's a huge thing for those that are affected by sickle cell disease. And also advocacy, getting out in the community, talking about it, coming and volunteering. It takes a lot of money, yes, but there are a lot of things that everyone can do to step up and take a part in this fight.
And that's the biggest thing, advocacy, because out of advocacy come a lot of other things. It adds legitimacy to the cause. So when one person advocates about it, 3 or 4 more people may hear about it. Right. So advocacy is very important, and that's what we started off as advocates, and it just kind of snowballed. So I think everybody should push behind this disease, especially if they look like us, at least.
Yeah.
Not only not to make the issue racial, but to say that we're more likely to support something that affects our community.
Right.
And this is should be our adopted disease.
Right. Because it does have more of an impact on us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
I think the biggest blessing that we had was having a child that has sickle cell disease, because not only one, I have a family member that I love that has sickle cell disease. I'm a physician, my wife's a nurse.
Right.
And so waking up every morning and knowing that you have something to live for and push for is wonderful. And God gives you one opportunity at this life, and you want to think that you came in it and made it a better place, and he just put it right in our lap to say we could make it easy for you, to make it a better place, give you a cause that you could be passionate about. So.
Right.
And both of you can fight for it at the same time. You're both involved at the same time.
Right.
Have the shared common interest.
That's right. We're a team.
Yeah.
So.
That's right.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, we want to congratulate you on, being named the Young, Gifted, and Empowered Philanthropist of the Year. We congratulate you, and we look forward to, your continued work with the Cure for Sickle Cell.
Thank you. We're truly honored. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.